Hey everyone, so today we have a new banner and so a very small update, so let's go over what we've gotten. So the banner is Valentine Charlissa as expected from last week. So let's go over her skills. She's a guard type, but she's actually a damage dealer, so just keep that in mind, don't use her as a tank. But she's basically going to be a raised DPS unit. Single target of course, and comparable to Pressio, who is an anti-dodge unit, which is what Charlissa is as well. So she gets a lot of crit damage, loses a little bit of attack, but then she will gain back some of the attack from her self buff, and this buff occurs when there's a certain number of allies on the field. So when it's ranked up, it goes to 6 allies, making it easier to use. But rank 0, it's 9 allies, so you have to have a whole team alive. So she can be a little bit more difficult to use, because then this forces you to run a full team for raid, and it means that you can't use like the very simple setups where you only use a few units to try to get more turns for your DPS units, and getting the extra turn bonus. So she's a little bit worse because of that, compared to running Pressure, who does not have this self-imposed requirement. Now, in comparison, I would say if you already have Pressure, then you don't need to have you don't need to pull Charlissa. You can skip her, but just also keep in mind she is a limited unit though. So, given that she's a Valentine unit, you can expect that if you miss out on her now, she probably won't come back until next year, next Valentine's Day, so it'll be a long time to wait. So if you like her for her design, or if you just don't have a Pressure, then feel free to pull for her. I do recommend to pull for limited units, for this reason where you never know when they're gonna come back. Obviously, the non-limited units, they'll eventually go onto the normal banner, so you don't need to pull for those. So you can skip those and just wait for limited units. So for my recommendation, I would say I would personally pull for 1 copy just to have it. But if you want to skip and you want to save the tickets, that is also perfectly reasonable. So that is a decision that you have to make for yourself, and depending on how many resources you have to spare, maybe you skip it, or you can pull if you want. Up to you. Now, just also on on a similar topic, just in terms of investment, well, gear-wise they'll be roughly the same because they'll use the same gear. But for the skill ups, Pressure gets her anti-dodge at rank 4, whereas Charlissa will get it at rank 3. So that makes Charlissa a little bit easier, on the investment-wise. Doesn't need as many dupes or glittering reverbs. You can save 1 skill up. So that is something you could consider on your decision. It could be a factor. But otherwise, obviously they're going to be, you do want skill ups on them to do more damage, but in terms of minimum requirements to actually do the damage they need to do on bosses, that's where they're at. Alright, so that is Charlissa's banner, and we also got the return of the Lilith Bakery. So if you remember last time, we only got 3 cakes, right? So this allows you to see all the other stories if you want to watch them, and of course you get some rewards for giving the cakes to them. Now there was an issue apparently with the baking of the cakes. I didn't really see what happened, but we did get compensation, so make sure you check your mail to claim the cakes. And then also keep in mind there is the daily task. It seems like on the day that we got it back, it is you didn't have to re-clear all this. It was sort of retroactive, right? So you could claim it straight away as long as you've already done all this stuff earlier in the day before the update. So it's just a few freebies there, and that pretty much covers what we got for this week's update. It's only a very small update, so not too much to talk about. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Especially regarding Charlissa, if if there's anything unsure about her, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer as soon as I can. I still have to test her out myself. I'm unsure how soon I will invest into her, because leveling a unit is quite expensive, but we'll see. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.